When you hear the term risk taker or daredevil, you typically think of someone skydiving, base jumping, free climbing a huge fucking mountain, stating their opinion on Twitter. These are typically what people think of, but for me, I think of stand-up comedians. I think there's no bigger risk than risking the eternal embarrassment and sleepless nights going through a bombed set of stand-up comedy. I feel like when you go up on stage as a stand-up comedian and your shit is not landing, you go up there, hey, what's the deal with penis, huh? And dead silence, there's nothing quite as heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, or devastating. Like, just imagine how horrible that must be. Volunteering to go up on stage to try and make people laugh, but nobody's fucking laughing, and God forbid someone's heckling, maybe someone even says boo. Oh, boo would just ring in your ears for life. It'd be like tinnitus, but if it was constantly insulting you and reminding you of the worst moment in your fucking life, make you want to cut your ear off like Ludwig von Beethoven. So I think stand-up comedians are big risk takers, and today I want to show you a man that laid it all on the line to deliver stand-up comedy at the worst possible place for it, a city council meeting.
Hey, I'm Uriah. It was really awkward doing the Pledge of Allegiance because I'm Canadian, so I kind of went with it. I did vote in the last election, even though I'm Canadian. I'm like, let's see what happens. If a Russian can vote, why can't I, right?
Introducing our anime protagonist here, this is Uriah. He posted this video himself, so there's definitely a level of self-awareness here, though I can't imagine this is how he wanted the set to go, just getting fucking ass blasted by silence. Like, I swear to God, this video is more quiet than the time Squidward went to that place to be all alone in SpongeBob. It's rough. His first joke kind of resonates with the crowd. You heard a few giggles, a couple chuckles, maybe even a little knee slap somewhere in the back. But from there, it's all downhill.
Being from Canada, I'm not used to the sun, So it's just sitting there, on the bench, sweating like a Republican applying for food stamps.
The way that he's looking around the room, scanning everyone's face, trying to find even the faintest smile at his jokes is actually heartbreaking. It is absolutely pulling on my heartstrings. It's like when a kid and his mom gets separated at a grocery store, so the kid starts panicking and he's like frantically looking for his mom through the aisles, just looking for this glimmer of hope, like, where is she? Like, it's actually sad. It looks like the fucking John Travolta meme where he, like, looks around and confused, like, why is no one laughing? It's a bad location for it, but I at least admire the fucking fat nutsack on this guy to come here and try. Obviously, I think the intention here was to have a viral video, or at least a headline saying something like, City Council meeting in Santa Barbara gets pushed off the rails as the members erupt into fits of laughter when the goofy Uriah comes in with a side-splitting comedy routine. These City Council members were expecting to tackle heavy subject matter today, such as picking up your dog's shit on the sidewalk, when all of a sudden, Uriah hit him with a stand-up routine. I imagine that's probably what he envisioned here, but unfortunately we don't live in that multiverse where that actually happened. Instead, we live in this fucking cursed universe where Uriah went in there and it fell flat on its fucking ass.
I never have issues parking. I don't know. I feel weird. I can always park. I went down to Las Vegas to be part of the, the Blue Man group. And then my car broke down. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. In this case, it was my car in my dreams. Because, see, I had AAA, but, I'm from Canada, right? So I had the Canadian version. It's when 3 Canadians get out and fight over who's going to help you. AAA!
He's starting to find his zone a little bit. He's hitting joke after joke. A full combination blow here of comedy, but no one really seems to appreciate it there, except for the guy behind him who's got a smile on his face. Though it's hard to know if he's smiling at the jokes or the very uncomfortable situation that is spawning in the room. It's hard not to admire the confidence it took to do this, but if you're gonna step into the Thunderdome here, you gotta have some fire material so you don't end up with a situation like this. Hit him with the old city council, more like titty council, honk honk. That gets him every time. That puts some smile on those faces, I'll tell you what. And you get him with like a classic. What did my butthole say when I put a finger in it? Nothing. It couldn't talk. It's a butthole, idiots. Stupid face. Yeah, that would slay at the city council, I bet. So, that'd be my advice to any future city council comedians. Just make sure your material is top notch. Like, these aren't robots. They're soulless, sure, but you know, there's still some human emotion somewhere deep in there. And I'm sure if you just tickle the right spot on them, they'd laugh. You just got to make sure the material's good enough.
I've never had more respect for city council than what you guys probably are feeling right now with me talking. I am American. I didn't commit voter fraud. That was a joke. Just to clear things up with the gentleman in the back, the police officer.
I'm glad we set the record straight there. It would have actually been pretty top-tier comedy if he actually did get carried away in handcuffs because they thought he did commit voter fraud. That would have been pretty wild and wacky. I don't know what's going on with the guy behind him that's not smiling. He looks very curious. He looks like an undercover police officer in a sting operation. I don't know why throughout this entire video he's been like analyzing Uriah so thoroughly, hanging on every word. I'm just saying his attentiveness is concerning.
I work in the funk zone and I hate it. Everyone asks me, is this the funk zone? Yes. Jeez. Have any of you guys rode the Greyhound before? The Greyhound is the Cards Against Humanity of travel. You just never know if you're gonna get stabbed, am I right? Ah.
I've never rode the Greyhound, so I don't know.
I'm wasting my time thinking. People don't think anymore. I'm like a live Twitter feed at this point. You know what I mean? I was watching. No, I wasn't.
Mr. Westman, thank you
That's
so much.
my time. Hey.
No, that's it. Thank you.
All in all, it definitely could have been worse. He could have been arrested. Meteor could have hit the city council. I mean, there's definitely worse things that I could imagine happening there. But this was pretty bad. That's definitely in like the top 5 of the all-time worst things that could happen, shy of like an apocalyptic event localized entirely to that city council headquarters. It was rough. It definitely was rough, but I will say he at least ended on a banger with the "I was watching, no I wasn't." For a moment there, he was gonna go for something else and said, "It's just not fucking worth it. You know, let's just pump the brakes right now. I'm not even gonna bother." So I don't know what the fuck he was watching or wasn't watching, but he left it on a cliffhanger, and that's how you do it right there. Pretty good, all things considered, I'd say. That's about it. See ya. Oh, you just fucking reminded me of something. Have any of you guys seen this? What was his name? I saw it on Reddit like a week ago, and it happened last year. A guy got fired from, I think it was like the Washington Post because he was jerking off on a Zoom call with all of his colleagues. And then they brought him on to CNN and had him explain why he was masturbating on Zoom. So it was such an uncomfortable segment. The lady's like, "You may see we're joined by fucking Dick McButtman, whatever his name is, and you may remember he was recently fired for masturbating on camera. So what's up with that?" And then just like interview him right to his face about why he was jerking off. Jeff Toobin, was that his name? Oh god, yeah, they had him come on CNN to address it. Oh, it was painful.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello, Allison.
Hey, Jeff.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Hey, how's that dick hanging? Just kidding, I already know. I saw it.
What's happened in the months since we've seen you, since some of our viewers may not know what has happened. So I guess I'll...
Yeah, so I just don't understand why they'd do this. I mean, it's fucking CNN viewers. They could have just brought him back. No one would have said shit. They probably didn't even know that this man's meat came out at some point in front of his colleagues and fucking full-blown Louis C.K'd them or whatever. I don't know what they were thinking, but I'm so glad it happened. Because he has to sit here and he has to sit here and explain the masturbation for 10 fucking minutes. Like I said, I only watched like the first minute or so. It is goofy.
I'll recap. I'll do the honors.
Take it away.
Help yourself.
Okay.
Yes, please. I'm excited.
Everyone took a break for several minutes, during which time you were caught masturbating on camera.
Yes. And I'll do it again, too.
Fired from that job after 27 years of working there.
Threw it away.
And you, since then, have been on leave from CNN. Do I have all that right?
That's a pretty good lore
Sad
update.
to say.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, obviously, I wasn't thinking very well or very much, and it was something that was inexplicable to me.
It was probably exhilarating, though.
I didn't think other people could see me.
You thought that you had turned off your camera?
Correct.
Yeah.
I thought that I had turned off the Zoom call. Now, that's not...
Even this guy in the back's like, are you fucking serious? You're telling me this guy masturbated on a Zoom call? What? Like, he's just now getting this information like I did. And he's shocked. Just as shocked as I was. But I do have to appreciate Toobin's work ethic. They took just a couple minute break, apparently. Like, they were on a Zoom call going over business, you know, doing business shit. And apparently, like, all right, we're going to take a brief recess. Everyone go get yourself a coffee or something. And in the brief 30 seconds that the people weren't there, the man just whips his cock out and goes to town. Like, damn. He's about efficiency. You could say a lot of things about Jeffrey Toobin. I've never heard that name in my life. But I'm assuming you can say a bunch of bad shit about him. One thing you can't say, though, is he doesn't know how to jerk it. And he doesn't, you know, live for the thrill, to say. Like, I have to at least appreciate that. I have to give kudos where they're due.
Subsequent months, miserable months in my life, I can certainly confess. Trying to be a better person. I mean, in therapy, trying to do some public service.
What a weird... Why are you in therapy? You were the one that fucking brought out the one-eyed snake on a Zoom call with your colleagues. And I would wager... I don't know this guy. I'm not going to sit here and Reddit armchair psychologist this man. But I would wager he had to know that there was some level of danger to it. Something like the thrill is what got him horned up. There had to be something to it. But why the fuck are you in therapy? Like... Jerking off doesn't make you a bad person, but what you did does. Like, what puts you in therapy? Your fucking colleagues, based on the size of your meat, probably needed therapy. Like, he's not the victim here. I see this all the time. And I also didn't get the conclusion on whether or not he finished. I don't know if he blew his load. If I had to guess, when his colleagues came back, it was just like uproarious screams and squealing, like a Wilhelm scream or something. Like, oh my god, Toobin! What are you doing? Well, put it away.
We've heard what I like to think of as the politician apology, which is...
What does politics have to do with this, though? Unless your dick was left or right leaning, I guess.
Now get off my back. Above all, I am sorry to my wife and to my family, but I'm also sorry to the people on the Zoom call. I'm sorry to my former colleagues.
Are you sorry to me, Jeffrey?
I'm sorry to my current
Say I'm sorry to Charlie.
colleagues at CNN. And I'm sorry to the people who read my work and who watched me on CNN and who thought I was a better person than this. And so, you know, I got a lot to rebuild, but I feel...
I would love to know why he started jerking off during the meeting.
I mean, one of
just
the
during a
ironies
recess
of this whole incident is that for decades you have covered the bad judgment and sexual proclivities of public figures and politicians like Bill Clinton and Anthony Weiner and Elliot Spitzer and
still a stupid
Donald
name.
Trump, and I could go on.
Fucking Weiner.
And so,
I am not going to come up here and like split hairs and try to come up with justifications or explanations.
Zoom calls are going to be a lot more fun with Jeffrey Toobin around. You never know what you're going to get now.
I do want to get to
it's a nice wild
what the
card.
New Yorker decision was and the consequences.
Next time he might finger his own butthole.
After you had worked there.
There are no surprises out there about my conduct. That I am worried that there is like there's a skeleton that's going to be found.
That's spoken like a man who still has a couple good jerks left in him on Zoom calls. Let me see. This has been... It's been a while. Has he done it again? Is he a repeat offender? What's his name? Jeffrey Toobin? Yeah, it doesn't look like he's done anything since. I'll keep my eyes peeled just in case. Check X video. Yes, perhaps he's performing under another alias. Let's see. I wonder if anyone leaked that Zoom call. This is dangerous. I'm going to click on it, and I already know I'm going to regret it. It says, leaked video, Jeffrey Toobin's Zoom call. I found a screenshot from the actual Zoom call. He was ass naked. Really? So they actually... Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. It's a tier 1 slushy. All right. Hold on a second. Let me see. Don't act like you've never forgotten to turn off your stream and yanked it on cam. Happens to the best of us. Bro, I think about that shit all the time. Not necessarily jerking off, but I always think like, what if I forgot to put my cock back in my pants after peeing? And that's the worst, because then it'd be flaccid and everyone would make fun of me. But I always have that thought in the back of my mind. I've never once made that mistake in my life, but I just keep thinking, what if today's the day? So the man really got butt-ass naked? I figured it was just like through the pants fly or something. Tubin meat. Tubin caught, Zoom call, Tubin hot, XXX. Doesn't exist, I assure you. Damn. Oh well. Maybe one day. He'll slip up again. That's the face of a man who's considering doing it right now on the CNN apology, like weighing the pros and cons. I could just jerk off again right now.
Do you think, given that the punishment fits the crime?
You know, I am the worst person to ask that.
I would think you would be. Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously
you got
love
fired.
But you know, other people are going to weigh in about whether it was appropriate for them to get rid of me and for CNN to keep me.
It'd be hard to stay employed after doing something like this.
Shows have had a field day. Should we move on to the news?
Sure, let's.
No, fuck that. That's boring. Talk more about him masturbating.
California. You heard me talking about that the.
Yeah, get me the fuck out. That was boring. I love that they did that on air for no reason. I couldn't imagine a better situation. Hey, look who we brought. Yeah, the guy fucking masturbated on Zoom in front of all of his colleagues. Hey, so what's the deal with that, huh, buddy? Maybe he started in OnlyFans? I wish he doubled down. Like, okay, here's what you guys missed on the Zoom call, and then a link to his OnlyFans. That would be great. That would be pretty cool. Cumin with Tubin. That would be a great segment for CNN. That would be fantastic, actually. You should work there. That'd be pretty good. You could report on, like, I don't know, sex worker income or something, or what's, like, going on in that market. Honestly, pretty good.
The best way to experience this movie would be, if you have to watch it, turn it on TV at home when it comes down to DVD and turn the sound completely off. And then as you're cleaning the house or you've got a party going on, you need the kids to stay occupied, that'll make this a lot more interesting.
That's how I had to watch incest porn.
What?
You got to turn the sound down. Then it's just porn.
I'm so confused. Okay.
What the flick? More like, what the flick my sister's bean. Commander Incest is taking this shit over. So, he's assuming control. Let's break down this awkward situation he's created here. So he had this joke in his head, and he decided to go with it. And in his defense, it's not a bad joke, you know, I'd give it about a Jaime Lannister out of Incest. It's pretty clever, and he's trying to appeal to a different audience here. He's trying to engage the very small but dedicated group of incest joke enthusiasts. So he's really going out on a limb here, so you can't fault him for that. Now, you can fault his timing here. The timing was certainly suboptimal, as the topic of conversation was a children's movie. And also, he didn't really deliver the joke right away. He just kind of interrupted and said, yes, it's like when I watch incest porn. So his co-stars didn't really know how to react to that. I mean, they seemed a little startled by it. What do you mean you watch incest porn? What's the relevance? And he catches on that they're not following, so he develops it a little further. Oh, because you mute it and it's like regular porn. And the guy in the middle, he gets it, you know? So he giggles a little bit, has a little hoot about it, but the girl on the far left feigns ignorance as if she has no idea what incest porn is, even though you can clearly tell it's not her first rodeo with the subject, but she understands it's not appropriate for the segment, so she tries to move about quickly and get to the next topic. Now let's see how this man saves this awkward situation that he's created between everyone.
Or if you're on an airplane and you need to occupy your kid, let them watch it on an iPad or whatever, or on the little screen in front of you, and then they can watch it. You don't have to listen to it at all.
I love that we're talking about the kids' movie, and you bring up incest porn.
I'm so
just saying,
confused.
every guy gets that moment when a friend hands them the box of old porn, right? And one of the tapes was incest porn.
Now he's gone and completely changed the dynamic of what's unfolding here. He is fucked up. This is absolutely a mistake. Instead of just letting it be known that it was a joke and just rolling with it as a joke, he's trying to twist it, contort it a bit, into making it seem like a personal experience or some type of shared rite of passage that every man goes through. Oh yeah, we've all been there, you know. Rutherford Greenwood comes over with that big old box of porn and there's just that damn incest VCR there. You just gotta pop in the motherfucking TV and play it. You just can't even jerk off though, because you just feel uncomfortable because it's a father and his daughter and their sister fisting, you know. Just can't even choke the chicken to it, but you turn that volume off and then you're in business and everything's okay. And he's just made it weird now. Instead of it being a joke, now they're actually questioning, does my coworker just get boxes of incest porn delivered to him that he watches on mute while he jerks off? And I have no fucking idea what the JJ, the jet plane advocate over there, that lady was thinking with her airplane comment. That wasn't helping the situation at all. So really, it's just a lot of missteps going on here, but let's see where he takes it from here, because now he's really fucked his whole system up.
Did that ever happen to you?
Oh, great.
Ben has different
Just to be
friends
clear,
than you do.
just to be clear, these were all grown-ups. It was like the
Ben has
22-year-old
different
daughter,
friends.
right? It was a...
Now he's backpedaling a bit and addressing the very first issue, which was his timing. Why is he interjecting this incest joke when we're talking about a kid's movie? So he's making sure it's very clear and understood that the dump trucks full of incest porn he was delivered was perfectly normal and legal. They were of age. They were 22 years old. They consented to it. The angry lobsters that were pinching their nipples weren't harmed in any way after the shoot or during the filming. And he is an okay, stable man, and he is totally normal for muting it and not having to worry about the exposition or the relationship between the mother and daughter, or the father, brother, and sister, etc. The lady on the far left takes a gulp of water, once again refusing to address the elephant in the incest room. She just doesn't want to talk about what this man has started here, which is a mistake, really. It's best if you just talk about it and bring it down instead of just ignoring it, because then it progresses and makes it even more uncomfortable. The lead singer of Smash Mouth in the middle there is the only one who's really grounded during all this and staying rational. He called out the guy for being weird for saying that, and then he even, kind of looked at him like, hey buddy, when you come to this studio, you leave the incest porn at the door. We don't do that here. So he's really the only one that's stabilizing the situation and making it less awkward than it could be. So let's just see how it ends.
But then you're like, oh, Jesus, it's their dad. And then I'm like, well, I'll just mute it.
And that's the end of the segment from what I can find. Overall, I'd say it was a very solid broadcast for the whole family to enjoy. He really held it down and improved the show, I think. And I wouldn't be surprised if he got his own TV spin-off with the catch line, "It's not incest if the volume's off." I'm sure that would be a huge smash hit. Yeah, so that's about it. I just wanted to break down this awkward situation and explain what was going on here. So yeah, see ya. I was going to wait for this video to be finished before showing anything or talking about it, but I just can't wait any longer. I'm scratching at my neck about this. The cup runneth over on giggles. I keep laughing to myself about it, so I just want to show you it, at least a little bit from it. A few days ago, my friends and I thought it would be a banger idea to go to a comedy club and perform a stand-up routine, a nice tight 5. But we wrote each other's material. We drew names out of a box, and we would write for whoever we got. Kind of like Secret Santa, but instead of giving a gift, we're just giving pure fucking cringe. It kind of became a competition to see who could make the worst stand-up routine that would have to be performed by the person you got from the box in front of an audience. A live audience. And I was blessed. I got Matt. And I knew I could do something diabolical. I think I created one of the worst stand-up routines most of you have ever seen. This shit is so bad, Amy Schumer's probably gonna steal a few jokes from it, and I just need to show you it. So I'm sorry for like the misleading thumbnail here because my section of this isn't done yet. The full video will be complete on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern and go up on the other channel. But Matt's section I do have, and I want to show you it and give you a little director's commentary about the material.
Damn! Woo! How's everybody feeling tonight? That was pathetic. How's everybody feeling tonight? Oh. I said, how's everybody feeling tonight? That's better.
This was filmed at noon on a Monday. Prime time for aspiring comics. A little matinee stand-up. And that wasn't even on purpose, by the way. I wrote this before I knew when and where we'd be performing our stand-up, so I'd already wrote in, how's everyone feeling tonight? And it just so happened that it's fucking first thing in the morning, so that was great. Now, the idea behind it was, I wanted Matt to come out with bombastic energy. That was actually my direction in the script. I wanted him to come out there hooting and hollering, getting people fired up, hitting them with some of these, a little dozy-do. I wrote in a few dabs, just really rancid, foul energy. If I had the option, I would have also had a theme song play like the WWE, and it would have been the fucking Harlem Shake I'd have him try and start for the crowd. I wanted this to just be off the rails, off rip. And kudos to Matt because he sent it. That was 110% out there. Now, I do want to mention that I did make a request of the audience to do their best not to laugh during his performance. I was pretty confident that most people wouldn't be laughing anyway, but I just wanted to be super safe because I wanted this to be as brutal as possible, which I know is kind of evil, but god damn it, the result is a masterpiece.
So my name's Nat. I'm from Tampa. Yeah. Whew. Tampa! Tampa! Damn, 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 damn. Oh, fuck. All right. I'm gonna put some smiles on your faces tonight, even though you guys aren't really feeling into it just yet. Let me get a little movement here. So I've been working on some new material. No pity laughs, please. It's all fucking hilarious, though. Okay. Okay.
The audience didn't laugh even a little bit, not even like a small sympathy chuckle. The little giggling you can hear is for me, Aaron, and Chase going ballistic. Because what I wrote in the script is that Matt would be doing silly faces, and he had to turn around and then turn back around real quick with a silly face. I wanted to channel like that TikTok Zoomer humor shit, and the audience did not feel that even a little bit. I took a little glance around the crowd. It was worse than a funeral. I know I had requested they do their best not to laugh, but there wasn't even like the slightest urge to laugh. Like, it was very clear that this material, even if not given that direction, would have elicited not even a single chuckle or a smirk. Now, since I wrote this before I saw the venue and all of that, I didn't know we'd have access to a stool. I would have 100% written in some classic Joe Rogan stool humping. I didn't know the tools we'd have at our disposal. I didn't know the equipment we'd be working with, so unfortunately a huge missed opportunity here for some stool fucking. That probably would have sent the crowd into gut-busting fits of laughter. Like, they would have been sounding like hyenas out there with how hysterical that would have been. But unfortunately I didn't know, so it's not in there. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know now. Don't expect any stool humping.
Oh, this one's gonna kill. Give me one sec. I have some props with me. I think you all can see this just fine. Okay. Sorry, I have to work with two phones here. All right, so you know the old story. They say you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. But you teach a man to fish and he eats for a lifetime. Those idiots never met my girlfriend. That pussy's so juicy it'd feed you for 2 lifetimes.
I can't even fucking watch it back without laughing. It was so beautifully painful. So, let me explain a little bit about this little humdinger here. So, I thought prop comedy would slay. I thought that'd be the secret sauce here, the chemical X for the routine to really flourish. Except I didn't have access to any good props, so instead I did the worst possible idea, which was tell Matt to cue up a video of the goat screaming sound meme. So instead of it being like a prop, it was more like a soundboard to complement some of the worst written jokes I could think of. So like the juicy pussy one. Also worth noting, Matt has a wife, and she was there. So for this bit, it was now more than just me, Aaron, and Chase degenerately laughing at this. Now a couple other people were. Matt's wife, Ryan, Caleb, Zach, and Drew were now starting to laugh at how awful this routine was. It's my magnum opus of cringe coming to fruition, and we're still just in the beginning, the first act.
Wow. All right. Sorry to my wife in the crowd. Oh, sorry, a different video started. I'm new to this. Oh, God. I'm going to skip that part. Speaking of my girlfriend, she said she was tired of my indecisiveness. So I told her I decided to leave. It won't play again. fucking hate it here. Let me pull it back up. Sorry.
You can see panic start to wash over his entire soul here. This is a war zone now, and Matt's in the center of the artillery shells of cringe. The only people laughing even a little bit were us. I honestly thought for a moment someone might start heckling him. And I think if someone did do that, Matt's heart would have stopped right there on stage. We would have had to take him out in a stretcher. Oh man. So he skipped a lot of jokes. I was actually going to really milk the shit out of the goat screaming sound effects. I wrote like a few other jokes that would end with the goat scream. So like one of them was, here, I still have it written down. I'll just read one verbatim because I mean, they're not exactly the, you know, top shelf material here, but damn it, I would have loved to see him performed. So one of them that he obviously didn't say, I tried to masturbate to VR porn, but I wasn't ready to actually feel like I was in the scene. So when the girl squirted, it acted like a jump scare, had me going, goat scream. What I didn't plan for was how difficult it would be for Matt to use technology up there. I thought he'd be able to just hit rewind whenever he needed to, but it turns out he had autoplay on, and it went to an Elijah Wood documentary, which it threw everything out of whack. But I had a couple more jokes like that would be goat scream sound effect as the punchline. It was going to be putrid. I also had a couple scrapped ideas from the script. I was going to have a ventriloquism segment in there, but since I couldn't find props, I obviously couldn't find a ventriloquism dummy. But damn, I'm still so happy with how all of it had turned out.
All right. Okay. So I'm starting to think these aren't going over very well, so we're going to go back to the classics.
Oh my God.
You guys hearing that? Okay. All right. Sir, I am going to read your mind. You thinking of something? No, I don't got it.
There's a lot to unpack in this material here. There's a lot of nuance to it. So after the goat screams, he abandoned that questline. He went to another joke that I wrote in there where I acknowledged in the script, hey, I guess this material's not going over well, fully anticipating a normal audience would hate it. So I planned for the future here. So then I had him say, time to go back to the classics, and I wanted him to start armpit farting for a while. But he couldn't get any good toots going from the old pits. So he abandoned that really quick too. But I had him going around the stage doing this for a little bit and then transitioning into crowd work. So I wanted to obviously get the audience involved. I wanted him to directly interact with them. And the crowd work, I didn't have a whole lot for, so I went for the mind reader angle. And I actually thought he did a really good job of bringing that one to life. That's pretty much exactly how I scripted it.
I can do impressions though. Foo Fighters, you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding and you say to me that my silly faces aren't funny. Okay, that's all my time. I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Charlie, I fucking hate you.
A brilliant finale, a wonderful conclusion. I had envisioned the routine taking close to 4 to 5 minutes, but I think as it became very clear that the audience wasn't really laughing at the jokes, Matt started to speedrun through the material, missing a couple very important elements to it. But overall, what an incredible performance from Matt, huh? Give it up for Matt. The stand-up career is looking promising, I must say. The way he was able to fully commit to it, I think, is nothing shy of extraordinary. And I think the audience, while they may not have, loved it in the moment, they'll look back on it fondly as a core memory. Damn. So this is how bad stand-up can get. I was there for it. And that means something. That's special. But I'll tell you what, sports fans, I certainly loved it.
Ooh, Tampa! Tampa! Damn. Oh, fuck. All right. Wow. The crowd. Oh, sorry, a different video started. I'm new to this. Oh, God, I'm going to skip that part. Speaking of my girlfriend.
So yeah, the full video for all of our performances, including mine, will be up by Friday at 8 p.m. EST on the other channel, but I had to show you this one. This one I still keep laughing about. I'm very proud of how Matt brought the material to life. I only wish I had done more. I feel like I could have utilized props more. Had I known there was a stool, there was a lot of notes I could have taken from Joe Rogan with the stool. Like, there's definitely room for improvement. Maybe we do it again in the future, who knows, but it was a lot of fun. That's about it. So yeah. I love to smile. I love to laugh. I love a vibrant sunset with a nice cool breeze. And more than any of those things, I love to speedrun. And speedrunning is where all of that I listed goes to die. Even though I have a fiery passion for speedrunning, there is nothing on the planet that can make me angrier. Getting deep into a run that I've practiced for weeks only to have it all go tits up at the very end through some random RNG nonsense and it just everything gets cattywampus and I lose the run, that puts more stress on my body than smoking 20 packs of cigarettes at once, I imagine. But point is, I am a speedrun enthusiast. I have speedran various games over the course of like 10 years, maybe a little bit longer. I currently hold 0 world records, but I have had a couple world records to my name throughout this decade. Not to toot my own horn and not to reminisce too hard on the glory days, but point is, I just love speedrunning. And a lot of content I watch on YouTube is speedrun related. And today I want to talk about one of the most infamous cheaters in the entirety of this genre. Cody Miller. No, not the Olympic athlete, the Olympic asshole. That was a Halo speedrunner that topped the charts for many years through spliced runs. Just lying and cheating his way to the top of the food chain of the early Halo speedrun community, and he performed one of the most embarrassing segments that Games Done Quick has ever broadcast. And I want to go over that today. For those that want like a full breakdown on Cody Miller, there's a great video going over his entire history from Rocket Sloth. It is a fascinating story. The lore is riveting and deeper than House of the Dragon, but what I want to focus on today is the moment where he put on the clown makeup for the whole world to see, and the effects of this moment are still felt to this day, and it's been many years since this happened. It is his Halo CE legendary speedrun for Games Done Quick. I think most of you know what Games Done Quick is, but in case you don't, GDQ is an annual event that raises money through charity. It's a speedrunning event where the best runners for games will go and put on a speedrun performance that raises money for charity. And Cody Miller was invited to speedrun Halo CE, and it was a fucking disaster. It was only supposed to take like 2 hours and some change for him to complete this run, but it ended up going over 4 hours. It couldn't have been worse. He could have passed the controller to my father, who hasn't played a game in 15 years, and he probably could have finished this game faster than Cody did. I've never watched the full VOD, and I've never heard of anyone actually suffering through all 4 hours of this excruciating torture until today. I just watched the video from a channel called Frog Archist, perhaps? I'm not sure if I'm getting the name correct, but they actually subjected themselves to the entire 4-hour VOD in order to review all of the best bits. And by best, it's not like a montage of highlights, it's lowlights. And it is amazing. I was thoroughly entertained by Frog's video, so I highly recommend you check out the full video on his channel. I'll put a link to it in the description. I think they did an incredible job with it.
Whether it's I would really prefer if you be quiet, or this girl asking a runner to pause the game so she can talk about her grandma that died from cancer, over the years there's been a fair number of cringe moments in the speedrun community. I'm a Frog, and today we're going to look at Halo speedrunning signature cringe moment, Cody Miller's 2011 Halo CE GDQ run.
Even if you haven't heard of GDQ, I'm very confident you've seen some of the viral clips, because for a long time this was like the cringe factory. This was like the cringe utopia. Every year there'd be 1 or 2 massive moments of uncomfortable awkwardness that would pop off across the entire internet landscape. The cyberspace would collectively come together to watch some of these GDQ clips, like a couple of the ones that he mentioned there. And during the heyday of these cringe classics, Cody Miller's run sits firmly towards the top. It wasn't just one moment during his run that was awful. It wasn't just like 30 seconds or a minute of silliness that people, giggle at and shoot spitballs at. It was 4 hours of just this prolonged dog shit sensation of cringe. And its effects are still felt to this day. Like I mentioned, there is the Cody Miller rule that is now implemented as a result of this because it was so bad and went so long, so far over time, that now GDQ has said that they can end a run for any reason at any time due to scheduling. So because his went so long and they didn't end it, they regret it, and now they have a rule that they can basically end it if need be.
He was even mentioned in the Guinness Book of World Records for beating Halo 2 on Legendary in 3 hours deathless, which later turned out to be faked along with some, if not all, of his other records.
I know Guinness Book of World Records has lost most of its prestige because people are aware that you can kind of just buy them now and then choose the most niche shit ever that no one is ever going to compete with you on. Like right now, I could probably get the world record for longest time spent sitting in a chair while doing the Gojo domain expansion and also holding my nuts. And all I have to do is call them, phone them up, pay them, have someone come out and watch me do this for like 15 minutes, and I guarantee no one else has done that before. But back in this time period, a Guinness World Record, that was a huge deal, especially for the speedrunning community. But it turns out Cody faked that and pretty much all of his world records, and yet he still had the chutzpah to go to GDQ to run live.
Let's hop in.
Yeah, like I haven't seen any of the Halo tricks or anything, that's why.
Don't get your hopes up, bro. You're not going to see them here either.
That just sets the stage so beautifully. People were really excited to see the Halo CE speedrunning tricks and glitches, only to get nothing. Cody didn't deliver shit. I could probably count the amount of tricks that he successfully pulled off in this 4-hour run on one hand. Rather, one finger. Like, he just could not do any of the tricks, and even just openly stated that some of them are just too hard, so he's not going to bother. What ends up happening is he just plays the game normally, poorly. And he goes from Legendary down to Heroic because he was struggling so much. Then he started struggling on Heroic as well, so then he went down to Normal to finish his run. It's a fucking masterpiece of a catastrophe.
Is Paul Miller related to you?
25 minutes.
That's not. He's serious time right now. Can't get anything out of him.
As we all know, the most entertaining speedruns are the ones where the runner doesn't talk at all or explain what they're doing. Boring is the best way to describe his Pillar of Autumn run.
For his Pillar of Autumn, I actually did watch it. Now, I think it's worth mentioning, I have tried to speedrun Halo CE as well as Halo 2. I find the runs to be super fun to watch, so I've tried both of them. But I'm too dog shit at the games to actually succeed at them. So I'm familiar with like modern routes for Halo CE and Halo 2, and I wanted to see what this looked like back then. So I watched this Pillar of Autumn run. This guy, it's like he witnessed a murder. Rather, it's more like he is the murderer. Like, he is stone cold psychopath for Pillar of Autumn. Like, it doesn't even seem like he's having fun most of the time. Like, occasionally there's like a little smile that'll come up, but he's focusing so hard. And he is still so bad at the game that he's there to run.
For example, in this room, the classic strat was to stick one elite, throw a plasma at the door, and make a break for it. Instead, Cody sits here for 2 minutes struggling to kill everybody. Even if you are going to try to clear the room, it should not take him this long. Also, why did bro not grab the Magnum? Have you never played CE before? I managed to get a hold of the high-speed Halo world records at the time of Cody's run, and the world record for Pillar of Autumn was 5:19. I timed Cody's here as 8:29. Not very good.
That was the thing that stood out the most to me as well. Cody hates the pistol more than Garfield hates Mondays. This dude just refused to pick up the pistol, which is by far the best option for this game. It really does seem like he never even played it. Now, Frog is a Halo CE runner, so he offers insight on how a lot of these things were supposed to look and how Cody did them, or rather, didn't do them most of the time, which I find to just be so entertaining. I really appreciate that.
The first real trick of the game at the time was where you walk over here, do a grenade jump, and skip the bridge. This saves a couple seconds versus walking, but we mainly do it to skip a trigger. There'd normally be 2 Banshees and a Covenant squad up ahead that we now don't have to deal with. It's one of the easiest tricks in the game, and there's zero reason for a CE speedrunner not to do it. Unless they don't know how to do it. Let's see how he does.
Oh, I'm the best.
Oh no. Well, maybe now he'll do the grenade jump. Nope, he's just walking back across the bridge. Alright, he got him. Now he can advance to the next area. Why are you dropping the Magnum?
Hide and shoot.
Man, bro, maybe you wouldn't have died there if you could just headshot the elite when his shields are down. Oh no.
Grenade jumps in Halo are second nature to anyone that has ever played a Halo game before. Even if you're not a speedrunner, you know about grenade jumps. Even if you just play the multiplayer, grenade jumps are like an integral part of Halo's identity for like the longest time. So it's so weird how bad Cody is at them when he tries them in this run, or how he just decides not to do them for most of the run. They're not hard to do. Some of them require a bit more of a setup, like some of the later grenade jumps, but for this, you just need one grenade, you jump, let the explosion blast you up so you skip that trigger. I even know that trick. I can pull that one off. That one's not hard for me. And I'm not a Guinness Book World Record holder. I think the most embarrassing thing isn't him not doing tricks or failing all the tricks that he tries, it's how frequently he dies during this run. He has more deaths in this speedrun in 4 hours than most kids probably had in their entire time playing Halo CE. It is shocking how often he is eating dirt here. Like, and that is very obvious to people that don't even play the game. So, like, if you don't know Halo speedruns, you don't know if he's missing a trick or not doing a trick. But you know when he dies, because that resets his progress and you see him collapse. And you just have to sit there and watch it. And he has to sit there and stew in the shame.
But even without modern grenade lineups, they're all fairly easy if you know what you're doing. You mainly just grenade the elites as they come out and clean up everyone else. On the first ship, Cody inexplicably runs to the left to take out Jackals at grunts first, retreats, and then dies. Then dies again and says something you probably never want to hear in a live speedrun.
I've forgotten how to do this part.
He then adopts the strategy I used as a 5-year-old when the Covenant scared me, which is to be safe and stay on top of the structure. He proceeds to die anyway.
That section had me laughing so hard. I actually remember when I was super young on that part in particular, that was a big struggle for me, even on like normal difficulty. That was before my gamer gene had fully awakened. And watching Cody do this section reminded me so much of me when I was a child. Like Frog mentions, he adopts a strategy most kids did back in the day. And this is supposed to be the best Halo speedrunner in the world, with tons of world records to his name, embarrassing himself like this. It's very clear that he doesn't actually run these games. He just cheats his way to the top. And the community started to pick up on that when they were watching this train wreck live.
Man, this isn't going well.
Cody was also in the Guinness Book of World Records for making the understatement of the century. After a couple more deaths, Cody decided to do something not typically seen in a legendary speedrun, which is to change the difficulty to heroic.
I was giggling hard when he said the understatement of a century, because it really is. This couldn't be worse. He just changed the difficulty to heroic. He just dropped the difficulty because he is struggling so much. I don't know how Cody didn't just get up and leave and just apologize, like, hey, sorry I wasted everyone's time. We're just gonna pull the plug on this. We're gonna mercy kill this right now. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm bad at this. Let somebody else run. Go to a break. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, I can't believe. Sports fans, we are only on the second level here. There is 4 more hours of this to go. He has only completed 1 level on the difficulty that he was designated to run this at. And he is already giving up, throwing in the towel on Legendary within the first encounter of level 2. You couldn't quit sooner. Not even 5% into level 2 and he already lowers the difficulty. It's one thing to fake speedruns, but I honestly don't even know if he's ever played this game before. Because even if you're bad at the speedrun, if you have practiced and played the game just normally, you should be able to beat this game on Legendary. It doesn't take the world's best esports athlete to beat Halo CE on Legendary. I did it when I was a kid. And yet Cody Miller, supposedly the best of Halo CE, can't even beat the second level on it. That is so embarrassing. People that are playing this game for the first time or practicing the speedrun, learning it for the first time, don't look as bad as Cody did.
Cody successfully does a cutscene skip on the light bridge, but more importantly answers a question about what tricks he's going to do.
Doeslight asks, Cody, are you doing AOT CR fall, silent cartographer launch, and or keys shield bump?
Key shield bump, no. Assault on the control room, maybe. Silent cartographer, definitely.
I don't know what's funnier, them feeling the need to ask if he was going to do basic tricks, or him saying yes to only one.
I would go to Legendary for the library.
Cody is saying he would raise the difficulty on the library. Keep this statement in the back of your mind.
Get hyped, Twitch chat. He's going to maybe do one trick out of 3 basic ones that were requested. Why are you there? Like, he openly states that he didn't practice this. He hadn't touched the game in 2 years. Though I'm gonna call baloney on that. I think that's a load of goddamn horseradish. I don't think he's ever really touched the game other than some editing software when he was splicing his runs together. I think he just really liked being the big guy in Halo speedrunning. And this GDQ segment made him the big clown, the spittoon that everyone was taking turns hawking a loogie into because, hooey, it was rough.
Just because I haven't practiced this game in like 2 years, this is pretty tough.
Then why did you agree to do it? In runs now, we'll pretty much just run past this entire opening. In every old run I'd seen before, they'd stay back here and take guys out, so I figured Cody would do the same, but he attempted to rush and completely failed at it. He then walks off a cliff by accident. Expert commentary here, don't walk off the cliff. But it's okay, because now he's worked his way back and ready to push through. He did it again. That wasn't a replay. He actually did it again. He dies his 3rd attempt too, but at least it was in a conventional way.
It's not like Cody was kidnapped and forced to run Halo CE. He had plenty of time to practice this game. I don't know why he's like almost proud of saying like, oh yes, well, I haven't actually played Halo CE in the last 2 years, so it's a bit of a struggle at the moment. It's a little more difficult than I would have expected, but it's nothing for an elite gamer such as myself. I just had to drop the difficulty once, and now I'm doing totally fine, and then immediately proceeds to die 3 times in the opening segment of the next level. 2 of them to just running off of a cliff. Like, he's not even familiar with the fucking levels. Like, I really don't think he had ever played much Halo CE before this event. There is 10 levels in Halo CE. We are 40 minutes in, and we are only on the 3rd. You can see how miserable this was for viewers, for the, God bless their soul, the spectators subjected to the in-person disaster here, watching Cody run this, and just for anyone with eyes that happened to be, you know, glancing at the screen when this was on someone's monitor. This is so embarrassing to even just look at. And it just goes on for so long.
Progress. Around the 50-minute mark, the chat starts asking if someone other than Cody can try to play.
Bob the Champ, only Cody Miller will be playing Halo. No one else is taking the controller.
I bet they regret that decision now. Someone should have just walked up and slapped the controller out of his hands and turned off the TV and just went to the next game. Like, chat, I think, was totally right to ask for anybody else to play this.
On Legendary, there's 10 waves with random spawns. Some of these waves will have gold sword elites, while others will just be jackals and or grunts. When playing on heroic, like Cody, instead of gold elites, you get stealth elites. Cody gives himself a dose of copium by arguing that stealth elites, which have no shields, are actually stronger than gold elites, the highest ranking elites in the game.
In Legendary, those guys are gold, so it's actually, it can be somewhat more difficult on heroic.
I do love that. I think that's great. Yeah, I know I dropped the difficulty, but it's only because I actually wanted more of a challenge for myself. You see, this one specific segment is actually significantly harder on heroic, because the elites, you see, they're not gold elites, they're a rank lower, which is actually 15 ranks higher than gold elites. You guys wouldn't understand, you're not in the Halo speedrunning community.
Eventually he makes it through though, and now it's time for the first major embarrassing trick screw up of the run. However, I also found old runs that did this. This is from famous Halo runner Subwhistle. This is 3 plasmas and 1 frag to get you all the way onto the dropship. Cody does a weird amalgamation of this where he throws 3 plasmas like he's gonna do the dropship jump, but then he doesn't throw the last frag. The results are less than desired.
Oh, not quite. Oh, damn it, I have to jump. You know what, we'll just do this normally.
You can hear how deflated everyone in that room is when he says, we'll just do this normally. He gives up really quickly on this trick, by the way. So, Frog went on to explain that that grenade jump has existed in runs as far back as 2007. So that strategy, like, that was cemented in Halo speedrunning when Cody was doing this, and he just couldn't do it. So then he gives up on that, does it normally, which adds an unbelievable amount of time to this run. By the time Cody finishes this run, we'll have probably already experienced a new Pangea on the globe. It is crazy how slow he is going. And he is this miasma of misery that is sucking all of the fun out of that room like a Dementor. Like, everyone in that room looks miserable. That is like the most joyless room I've ever seen on camera there. Everybody looks so bored out of their mind because Cody cannot do any of the tricks and he can't even play the game well. So it's just this agonizing experience just watching it.
Instead, Cody just plays through the level normally while dying a bunch of times.
You don't need to press that button.
Oh shoot, I think you're right, I do have to press that button.
Stuff up.
No, you don't. Hurry up.
He gets backseat gamed by chat who are trying to like coach him through how to play Halo and where to go. And then even people around him are like, hey, do you need to do that? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, no, you're right. I do need to do that. And you don't. Like he is just not even familiar with the game that he is now playing. And yet he agreed to do this and didn't bother to do the bare minimum of at least trying to play through it once on Legendary maybe before coming to this event.
Cody actually knows what to do here. He's not good at any of it, but he knows what to do. Basically, you turn around at the start, grab this Warthog, drive into the facility, and fling yourself through this door before it locks. Normally, you'd have to go to a different part of the island to unlock it, but with that and then falling off in such a way that we don't die, we skip a huge chunk of this level. Let's see how Cody does.
Get through it, but if you go around, if you...
It's pretty slick if you see the high-speed Halo, it's super cool.
Yeah. How's this?
Oh, nice, he actually got it. Let's see the fall off.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that skips a lot of levels.
So now,
another skip.
Here comes the hard part.
Eventually he gets it, then after messing up the simplest grenade jump imaginable a couple times, he gets an active camo and is able to run back to the top.
Failing the grenade jumps in the previous level added an extra 37-ish minutes to this total runtime here, and in the following level, he actually does finally pull off a trick. And it's a trick I love. Silent Cartographer is a great level, as Frog also mentions, and I really think that that trick is just so silly and fun. I am able to do that pretty consistently, or at least I was when I was actively trying to learn this route. And Cody does get it within, the first 10 attempts, which, all things considered with this is not terrible.
It's maybe an attempt at trick. What? Are you kidding?
Alright, so this level still wasn't good, but at least it wasn't half an hour. On the Cody curve, this is a colossal W. Unfortunately, it's followed by maybe the biggest L of the entire run. Assault in the Control Room is a pretty simple level, especially back in 2011. So you fight your way through the first room to the bridge. From the bridge, there's a trick called Bridge Fall, which was the legendary strat for a long time, but now is only done on easy runs. There's 3 falls, the first one off the bridge, the second one onto a ledge, and then the third jump just to get down.
Huzzah! Another trick that I am very familiar with. I know this trick and have done it many times. It's actually pretty tough. Like, this one I struggled with as well, but I don't claim to be the best Halo CE runner that's ever lived. I wasn't born to speedrun Halo CE, I merely tried to learn it. It wasn't embedded deep within my DNA or anything, and I can get the trick most times, and let's see how Cody does with it.
Oh my god, he got it. Now he just needs to fall off the right way. You have got to be kidding me. After several minutes of trying, Cody gave up, and instead of beating the longest level in the game in about 7 minutes, he now has to play through it in its entirety. And I have to sit through the entire thing.
23 attempts and he didn't get it, so he once again waved the white flag and just decided to play through the level normally. He should have just kept doing it until he finally hit it. He would eventually get lucky if he just kept banging his head against the wall. It is not a trick that is RNG dependent. It is a skill issue. You can hit that trick every time once you figure out how to do it properly. And yet, Cody he has no idea. Like, he understands the concept, but he's probably never actually done it before. So in the run, he didn't have any confidence in it. After 23 attempts, he just said, alright, fuck it. We'll do it live, plays the level normally, but he's bad at the game, so playing the level normally takes fucking 5 times as long. This is the longest level in the game, made even longer by someone as bad as Cody playing it. That is the worst combination for a Games Done Quick speedrun event. Truly, hats off to Frog for sitting through all of this. It is excruciating, even just watching, like, the condensed version of it.
Pro gamer stuff right here, folks. Why are you waiting for a Marine to get in? You're literally getting out right up here. There's a skip here I was hoping he'd know about. He didn't, of course, but you can actually hop on this glass and get to the other side early. This skip's like another 5 minutes at least. For Cody, it would have saved 17 minutes. Worth noting, Cody's time estimate for this run, the time that the event was planning around, was 2 hours. Now, well past the 2 hour mark, Cody is still on level 5 of 10.
Oh, music to my ears. He's halfway through the game and already 12 minutes over the estimated time. Usually the time estimation is higher than you need it to be just in case to give you a little buffer when it comes to these things, and yet Cody is already well over that. That's amazing. Chef's kiss. And it just keeps getting worse.
Going, what is this? What is that? Cortana, what is this? And that's the story.
You have got to be kidding me. He actually did it. It took him 43 minutes longer than it should have, but still, he actually did it.
Like, you don't have a chance.
Stop dropping the Magnum. This level isn't very hard, and Cody, despite a couple stupid deaths, is getting through it. Really, the only difficulty in this one is navigating your way through the facility, which is meant to be confusing. But for an experienced runner, that shouldn't be a problem. Wait, where is he going? This is back the way you came. What are you doing?
43 extra minutes of playtime, baby. I view that as a positive thing. That's 43 extra minutes of fun. We're going overtime on fun, baby. That's great. Now the next level is supposed to be really easy, and as Frog mentions, the only thing that can kind of be a little bit of a hang-up is just getting lost, because it is kind of a confusing layout. But for an experienced runner, or even a novice runner who's like at least played the level a couple of times, even just casually, you'd probably know where to go.
There was grunts in the room before this one.
See, now I'm like actually legitimately lost.
You agreed to speedrun this game, and you don't even know where to go. And you just died, and now we're all the way back to the start of the reveal room. Oh my fuck.
Was actually manning the donation counter.
He just did a grenade jump to get back where he started. He actually made it to the shotgun room. We are so back.
I don't know if Cody just had amnesia or something, like maybe the Men in Black showed up and neuralized all of the knowledge of Halo CE out of his brain, but I just don't know how you can wander around aimlessly in a game that you're supposed to be really familiar with, or agree to do this without ever even, like, really playing the game.
So after this elevator he's on now, there's a trick called Camo Jump, or Camo Jumo, where we grab active camo, do a jump you're not supposed to be able to do, and then you can run basically to the end while camouflaged. After grabbing camo, Cody tries to grenade jump and fails horribly. He didn't attempt it again. Any semblance of this being a speedrun has now completely vanished, and everyone in the room looks embarrassed for Cody. To start the library, Cody saves and quits and lowers the difficulty to normal. I will now remind you of this from earlier.
I would go to Legendary for the library.
After getting lost and dying more times than a Mr. Meeseeks, Cody finally just says, "I'm tired of embarrassing myself to this degree," and lowers the difficulty even further to normal. I think he should have just went all the way and set it to easy, because even on normal, he is struggling.
He was also getting bad checkpoint luck, and there were a few times where he died, missed a checkpoint, and went back 2+ minutes. Pain. A little over the 3 hour mark, a woman enters the room before quickly making the correct decision to leave. I counted 7 deaths for Cody on the library despite playing on normal. I can only imagine the comedy that would have ensued had he tried it on Legendary.
I don't even know if it'd necessarily be comedy, because Cody would still be on that level in that room today if he set the difficulty to Legendary. He could hardly get through it on normal. On Legendary, he'd need to be calling in the goddamn A-team to assist him with this. He'd need the Game Genie and cheat codes out here.
So how about them Jets, boys?
How about that Julian Assange, huh?
Yeah, Julian Assange.
Talk about him.
At this point, they're desperately trying to find anything other than the game to talk about.
I'm so wanting this to end right now.
Me too, Cody. Me too.
I know you guys are hating me right now.
No.
This is one of the most awkward things I have ever sat through.
Someone, Cody, is trying to remind you there's a ghost somewhere.
Ask them where, because I forget.
By the shade turret.
Even the chat is trying to backseat game for him.
The realization that this is probably one of the worst moments in GDQ history starts to hit Cody, and he becomes very self-aware about it. Like, yeah, you guys are probably really mad about this right now. Oh, I can't wait for this to end. Like, yes, Cody, you have wasted everyone's time. You lied about all your world records, you cheated on all of it, and yet you still decided to come out here taking this spot from somebody else and wasting an entire afternoon of not only all the people in the room, but all the people watching, or that were watching, wanting to see interesting things, to get excited and raise money for a good cause, but instead, they're just sitting here, head in their hands, having to wait for you to finish this run. Like, you yourself could have just ended it. When you said you wanted it to end, you could have just fucking pulled the power cord out from it and gone home. And you probably would have received a standing ovation for that. Like, that would have taken a lot more strength than sticking this out. This sucks, man. Frog showcased every single one of Cody's deaths during this level, and keep in mind, this is on normal difficulty. Holy shit.
21. He died 21 times in one level playing on normal at an event where he was invited to play on legendary. It took him over 40 minutes on normal when the legendary record at the time was 17:23. Anyway, on to keys.
How is that even possible? You have to be beyond turbo ass to take over 20 deaths in a single level on normal difficulty. Compared to the rest of the series, Halo CE's normal difficulty is pretty forgiving in my opinion. I don't know how he managed to die that many times. I'm almost like more impressed by that than I would be if he actually did this run properly. I'm really wondering how Cody was ever even able to gather enough footage to even splice together runs and fool people in the first place. I don't even know how he had enough footage of him being alive in Halo CE to splice runs to cheat to the top of the leaderboard, because it seems like he spends more time dead in Halo CE than alive.
Keys should have been the shortest level of the run. This is another trick that I don't know how to do because it's an outdated trick. Back in Cody's day, you were supposed to do a shield bump out of bounds at the very start of the level, from which you can then do out of bounds platforming to get to the keys room. It turns a 20-minute level on legendary into a 3 to 4 minute level.
But why can't you do the shield bump?
It's just extremely difficult.
Okay.
What do you mean, why can't he do the shield bump? He can hardly shoot his gun at the enemies. In fact, most of the time he doesn't even do that because he swaps off with a magnum. So obviously he's not even going to try to do a trick. Like, that's just so far out of the realm of possibility at this point in the run. I am surprised anyone even bothered asking him that question.
After a third death at the very start, once again he's playing on normal, he finally makes it to the bridge. I will give Cody credit for this.
Solid, and then I still love the arrow that was pointed at us when we were driving.
Yeah.
The arrow that went like this.
He nailed that 360. And that's Cody's run, just under 4 hours and 17 minutes.
I skipped a lot here from Cody struggling, as well as just completely floundering and fumbling everything. He hypes himself up as being good at the last level, and at the time he had the world record here. And this is something that covered very well in Rocket's last video that I found super interesting. So Cody cheated to get that world record using something that was impossible to do legitimately at the time, but he held that record for a long time because it was deemed unbeatable due to Cody having this supposedly lucky run, even though it turns out it was cheated. Cody eventually admitted to cheating everything, or not even everything, I think just most things. And this run will just go down in history as, I think, GDQ's weakest fart. Like, it's not even so cringe that you'd see a lot of viral clips from it. It's 4 hours and 17 minutes of agony. Like, actual pain and suffering that they just needed to pull the plug on, but they didn't. And now it's led to a rule where they can and will, should something like this ever happen again. Cody Miller's legacy is one of shame, I would say, where not only was he a prolific cheater in the Halo speedrunning community, but he put on, I think, undoubtedly, the worst GDQ run to ever be broadcast. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit, and I think Frog did an amazing job covering this. I hadn't seen pretty much anything that Frog showcased here. I had only watched bits and pieces of the run throughout the years because I wasn't going to watch all 4 hours of this shit. Like, it's crazy to do that. But luckily, Frog did. And that is so commendable. I really appreciate Frog for making that video. I highly recommend you check out the channel. So yeah, absolute pleasure to finally see just how bad Cody Miller's infamous Halo CE speedrun was. That's about it. See ya. When you look at me, the first thing you probably think to yourself is, man, this guy likes to party. This looks like a guy who's not only super tall, but also breathes life into any hootenanny that he attends. And you'd be right to a certain extent. I used to enjoy the old shindig back in college. I'd go out pretty often. And I saw a video today that reminded me of an extremely sad and embarrassing tale that I haven't thought of in a long time. So I'd like to show you the video that brought about this Winter Soldier episode within me, and then go over the video as well as this story that I'd like to tell.
Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow. You didn't even come close.
That's where the video ends, but I imagine he ran down the stairs, ran behind the house, started crying, and then just buried himself. Just fucking died there. It was so sad to see a man super excited to be getting tossed a beer. The local frat dudes were like, hey, this guy needs a fucking brewski. So they, you know, fucking Amazon primed one. Now, it wasn't a great throw. That was definitely not a Joe Burrow caliber toss. And it nearly killed the guy. Fucking sent him over the rails for it. Because that guy was thirsty, right? And the only thing that quenched that thirst was butt chugging a Miller Lite across the street. So yeah, dude went ass over face, falling off the balcony, then hitting the deck and flopping like a fish down below. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this instant replay up on the Jumbotron, because I'm pretty sure this man exploded midair, like Mr. Potato Head. Just bits and pieces flying all over the place. His hat just got blasted off. I'm pretty sure he lost both of his shoes there. The G-forces damn near tore his clothes off as well. He was almost butt-ass naked by the time he hit the ground. Like, I don't know what went wrong, but there's just like so many clothing items that get lost on the small fall. But anyway, this brought out a repressed memory deep within me. It's something I haven't thought about in a while, and it made me very yucky feeling. I just cringed and thought it'd be something worth sharing with all of you before I once again locked that away forever, never to think about it again. This happened back in college before I retired from partying. I now no longer believe in fun at social gatherings, I guess. I just don't really party or anything anymore. And it was one of the first parties I had went to after getting to college. And I didn't really know anyone, of course, and I had already established myself as the weird, mysterious anime character, so I'm sure people had recognized me as a fucking psychopath before going to this party. So the fact that I showed up there probably already made people uncomfortable. I would have been in my sophomore year here, I imagine. I can't quite remember, but it was one of the first parties I went to, and that was like the only time I started going out. So I'm at this party, it's a house party, and there's a pool. They have a keg, they even have like a live band performing inside. It was just some like butt rock band that I'm assuming the members were students at the school. It was you know, going all out, and as the night continued, I didn't really interact with many people, pretty much anyone aside from Andrew, who I went with. And, you know, it wasn't getting a whole lot done, it wasn't drinking that much or anything, but towards the end of the night, as people started getting a bit sloppy, they started doing beer-catching trick shots. And it was cool. And I, at this point, thought, this is my chance. This is my time to shine. I can stand out and make friends by being the guy that makes a cool beer catch. Even though I'd never, like, caught a fucking Mach 5 thrown beer, because they were going hard. They're doing like behind the back tosses, behind the back catches, and just fucking throwing that shit as hard as they possibly can and seeing if someone could catch it. And I was like, this is it. This is how I finally make a name for myself here. And one of the tricks that they did that I thought would be, you know, my time to hop in is they were doing it over the pool. So they were doing like cool between the leg tosses over the pool, and someone would go in, do like a 360 and catch it before hitting the water. Then they'd come out, pop it open, and chug it like Stone Cold. They didn't shotgun it, so kind of pussy shit, if I do say so myself now. You know, hindsight's 20/20. But anyway, I thought, this is it. I know I can front flip into this pool. I knew I could do it, and I thought it'd be the coolest thing those eyes had ever seen. I thought everyone would be like uproariously cheering me, going wild, like, holy fuck, this dude just front flipped into the pool and caught a beer. I was running through this fantasy in my head. I was like, yep, this is how I do it. I'm gonna be the coolest fucking dude on campus. So I teed up at the end of the pool, you know, I'm queuing up, I'm ready. Everyone's still around the pool, cheering on cool catches, booing misses. And I knew that this was my time to shine. No one's paid any attention to me up until this point. No one is looking at me on the end of the pool there. So in order to get their attention, I start like clapping, you know, like, hey, I'm ready. Toss me the pigskin. Give me the rock. I'm ready. Feed me. So I'm clapping, trying to get like their attention. The dudes that are tossing the beers, like setting up the trick shots. And then eventually one of them does look at me. And without a second thought, the second we lock eyes, I just do a front flip into the pool. Barely, mind you. And I have my arms straight up and I don't finish the whole rotation. So I end up on my ass with my hands up in the air. And no one throws a beer. So I just fucking shittily front flip in the pool. It looks like I'm probably drowning, like a ship going down as the sail slowly keeps sinking because my arms are above the water. I've already failed my front flip, so now I'm just sinking in shame. I pop up, there's no beer, and no one's even looking at me. I don't even get a boo. Nobody cared at all. It was the saddest fucking moment of my life. Like, if someone had just given me, like, a pity, woohoo, or like, aw, something, I would have been like, okay, not all is lost. But I got literally nothing. Straight up crickets. And then some other dude did a trick shot into the pool, and they loved that. Meanwhile, the fucking socially inept turbo virgin on the other side gets fucking nothing. And I don't remember exactly what happened next, but I can't imagine we stayed much longer. Because I do remember getting into the taxi soaking wet. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to air dry. I imagine what happened is Andrew felt my pain and was like, Charlie, let's get the fuck out. But I guess I just blacked out from cringe at that point because I can't complete the story. I just remember that, and man, it was sad. So yeah, this video really brought that demon back, brought that evil out of me, and I just wanted to share it with all of you because, you know, I don't want to think about it again past this point. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah, I'm deep in the rabbit hole of unsuccessful and embarrassing flirting. And it's made me really appreciate that I grew up in a time where cell phone video was a fucking sci-fi concept. If you ever tried to take a video with your Motorola Razr back in the day, it came out looking like a picture of Sasquatch. So I got lucky that cell phone video wasn't really common back then, because if it was, I would have been in every cringe compilation for the next 15 fucking years. But I am super happy that now everyone records everything, because it's really pushed us into the golden age of cringe. Today I'd like to share with you a video that also reminds me a lot of me when I was younger, where I believed that I needed a shtick, you know, something that makes me unique from other people to stand out in front of women. I chose the mysterious anime character, and the guy in the video you're about to watch chose the Joker. I've already told this story before, but I'll give you a brief lore recap. In my freshman year of college, I completely reinvented myself to emulate the mysterious anime characters from shows I used to watch, because they always got the big-tittied 2D waifus, so I thought if it worked for them, it'll work for me. Women must love it. They didn't. I just became the creepiest guy at my college. I refused to communicate with anyone there. Anytime someone asked me a question, I wouldn't respond. I'd just stay silent. I even remember there was one time it was raining outside after one of my classes ended, and we were all waiting under the, overhang of our classroom for it to just at least stop raining a little bit, and people with umbrellas left. I had an umbrella, but I was still waiting with everyone, and then I thought it would be a good idea to take my shirt off and walk through the rain. So I did that. I fucking ripped my shirt off like Hulk Hogan, threw it in the trash, and just walked shirtless through the rain all the way back to my dorm. Because in my head it was a cool idea where the girls in my class would be like, wow, this is a mysterious guy, why'd he do that? This is amazing, this is a bad boy, I gotta get to know him. That wasn't the case. I probably just came across as a fucking weirdo. Yeah, I'm getting sidetracked already. This video is bringing out the demons. What I want to show you today is a guy who tried to pretend like he has the Joker's laugh in front of his coworker, because I guess he thought it'd be a good idea.
I've been told that my laugh is very reminiscent of the Joker.
Of the Joker, yeah. I hear it, I think, yeah.
For some reason, everyone who's ever taken a single theater class in high school has all decided that they're gonna be the next Joker, so they all practice the Joker laugh a million fucking times, and we've got some classic videos from it, such as the "I'm the Joker, baby! Ah!" And then like there's that one where that dude was painting his face and doing the laugh, and then his roommate walks in concerned, damn near called the police on him. We've got some amazing videos from it, but I don't really understand why so many dudes think it's a good idea to pretend to be the Joker to get laid. Like, it's not really effective for flirting. You just come across like a psychopath. It's not like the Joker was slaying pussy.
Are you laughing because I am?
Yeah.
The fake laugh from her here is painful, but he's doubling down. He's cackling. I have no doubt he practiced this in the mirror moments before unleashing it in the wild here. He said, today's the day. I'm gonna show her my Joker laugh, and then we're getting married by the end of the week. When I think of the Joker these days, I don't even think of the actual character anymore. I just think of videos like these and those goofy Facebook Joker memes from lonely dudes who are just down on their luck because the girl they like got a new boyfriend. So they post things like, fuck the fucking fuckers before the fucking fuckers fuck you, which is a classic. I'm pretty sure that actually comes straight from Confucius, but they slapped it on a picture of the Joker. But it really is such a shame to see what the Joker has become online. Like, this is the legacy of the Joker now. I still think the Joker is an extremely well-written villain, but my god, it's become like a symbol of cringe on the internet because of videos like this.
Are you still on the clock?
Yeah.
Okay, go fucking work.
I need a drink. I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe. It's like, what the fuck? Why so serious? Oh my gosh.
This guy is now going to have to do this every time he laughs at work. He will never be able to just normally laugh again. He's always going to have to be in Joker mode because of this. Otherwise, she'll know it was all a ruse, an act. And he doesn't actually have a laugh reminiscent of the Joker. But anyway, I just wanted to share this video with all of you because I think it's another valuable lesson to learn that you don't need some unique shtick about yourself in order to stand out in front of girls. You know, I used to think you did, which is why I pretended to be a mysterious anime guy. You don't need some quirk like the Joker's laugh or anything. You can just be yourself without having to put on this kind of song and dance like, hey, look, I'm the fucking Joker, baby. You know, and it's probably better you don't do that. But anyway, that's about it. See ya.